This slow and painful head coach search may be near its end as reports have come out that there is one man who is the clear favorite to become the next head coach of our Arizona Cardinals. And one old head coach gets a new gig. We'll talk about it. Welcome back to Cardinals Daily. I'm Eddie Cuevas, and I got you when it comes to the Cardinals news, talk, reports, rumors, everything. Thank you to Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring this video. Scan that QR code and use code word footballfan, all one word, and get in on these playoff games, man. One game to go. I'm on there, and I've had a blast so far. Make sure you join me over there. If you're a part of the squad, I appreciate you for riding with us day one. And if you're new here, smash the sub button. It really helps out the channel. And the more we grow, the better content we can bring you guys every single day. Again, huge shout out to Underdog Fantasy, Bird Gang. The coaching search continues, because of course it does. We never do anything quickly or on time whatsoever. We are officially one of 4 teams still looking for our next head coach, and at this point, it feels like we're interviewing everybody with a headset and a pulse, because we are. But we finally have something real here, because according to SNYTV's Connor Hughes, we've got 3 leading candidates, and there's one name starting to separate from the pack, and he's now incredibly available if you watched last night's NFC title game. That name? The Los Angeles Rams offensive coordinator, Mike Laflur. Incredibly available now because he's not coaching anymore. The season's over for them. The Seahawks are getting off to the big game. And if you're a Cardinals fan who's been begging for a modern offense, actual creativity, and a coach who understands how to build an offense from the inside out the way it's supposed to be, you got to start paying attention here, all right? We're one of the last teams still shopping for a head coach. And while the rest of this league's already taking their new guy out for family photos and a press conference and high fives and parade route BS and all stuff, right, we're still looking. Teams that have already hired the head coaches include the New York Giants got John Harbaugh, the Dolphins got Jeff Hafley, the Falcons got Kevin Stefanski, the Baltimore Ravens got Jesse Minter, the Pittsburgh Steelers got Mike McCarthy. That is a wild one. Because at that point, you might as well have begged Mike Tomlin to stay on, my opinion. But either way, that's for another show. Tennessee Titans took Robert Saleh, and yeah, the league is moving. They're going on. They're moving. They're moving quick. And then you got teams still searching with us: Las Vegas Raiders, the Buffalo Bills, the Cleveland Browns, and of course us. Right in the middle of all that chaos, it sounds like we've got a favorite. Connor Hughes says Michael Ford is the guy leading our search right now. And it makes a lot of sense for where we are as a franchise. He is the Rams offensive coordinator for the last 3 seasons. And if you're in that building under that coaching tree with that level of offensive structure and creativity, you know football. You know rhythm, right? You got some, you know how to create answers, right? When there's a problem in front of you, you know how to find that answer and solve a problem. He's the guy that can call plays that actually help the quarterback instead of hoping he makes a miracle like happen every single third down. And we've been missing all that. A schedule, right? Offensively, we missed a lot of things offensively, but this to me feels like our only choice. First of all, right? And I'm trying not to make it sound like that bad, because it's not. To me, it'd be a great hire if you're gonna go after a guy who has never been a head coach. I think him and Kubiak are one of the 2 guys that you could want. The difference is this guy's incredibly available now, right? And Kubiak's gonna be. I heard he's the favorite for the Raider job. Who knows if that's true or not? But we need to get things going already with that draft coming up in April, right? And offensive, this is a guy. I feel like Collinsworth now. Now here's a guy, and I'm gonna say some BS Mahomes quote or something. I don't know, but he's a guy that can bring this identity into our offense that like it doesn't collapse when the second the script ends, right? Now before he was with the Rams, he was offensive coordinator for the Jets for 2 years under head coach Robert Saleh, and you know, a lot of people are like, would that go badly? Yes, it did go bad, of course. All right, but let's not pretend like the Jets are the perfect situation whatsoever either. Their quarterback situations left and right might even, honestly, their quarterback situation, disagree with me if you want to, might be and probably is worse than ours. Let's be real. Be honest about it. I think it's worse than ours. But I like what LaFleur's background is. He's been around pressure. He's been in big markets. He's had to deal with the expectations and the chaos and all kinds of stuff. It's not a bad guy to bring in. And now he's been in a stable offensive environment for the last few years with the Rams. So he's seen both sides of the coin, right? It's not the, like he knows what not to do, and he knows how to do it right. I think if we hire him, we're getting a guy who will learn from his mistakes and who learned from the coaching trees he was coaching under. We need an offense. We need to score points. We need a guy who can come in and stabilize this quarterback situation, regardless of whoever it is, whether it's Kyler or Jacoby or rookie or some name that comes out of nowhere. Joe Burrow, please. But either way, this next head coach that we hire has to make the quarterback's life easier. And the biggest argument for an offensive head coach is pretty simple. A defensive coach could be great, but if he doesn't nail the OC hire, we're back to square one again. Clearly, we just went through that with Petzing. Poor Lions fans. We've been dealing with the same crap every single year. We get a new OC all the time. A new scheme comes in, new terminology, and then we have the guts to get mad at Kyler for not being able to understand what they're doing. Like continuity, quarterbacks love continuity. That's what quarterbacks stick with teams for so damn long. That's one of the reasons anyway, right? If Laflur is a head coach, I think we bring in someone that knows how to make a structure on this offense, right? A long-term plan, at least on this offense, and a real scheme, like a real plan. Now, hopefully he doesn't do this BS that, Gannon did, or, do you have fire in your belly kind of crap. But either way, the Rams are done. So Mike Laflur is available. We need to call him. He should be getting calls right now to come fly to Phoenix, right? To come do the final interview and sign the contract. Because you got to get this dude. Like, this is it. I feel like this is it. To nail this hire, at least on a positive note, this is it. We watched Halfley go to Miami. We watched Sally leave, not even make it back into our building. He went to Tennessee. They didn't let him leave the way we should have done. So we know what happens when you wait too damn long in this league. Right now we're competing with 3 other teams for a head coach, and they're going to want him for sure. So do we wait for Michael Laflur, right, because he's the best fit, right? Or do we go get him because he is the best fit, because I believe he is, right? Or do we wait longer and possibly miss out? Let's say we wait, someone hires Laflur, and we're waiting for Kubiak, and Kubiak goes to the Raiders and decides he wants to go back to the Seahawks. Should they win that title game, right? If he's truly the guy that Monty and Bidwell want, then you got to be ready to move the second he's available, which he is now. Don't delay. Don't circle back. Don't we'll call you later. No. Go get him. Because the Raiders, the Bills, and the Browns, they need somebody too. And they're going to call him. I guarantee it. All right. All it takes is one phone call. Give him the offer, right? And just tell him, all right, cool. We got you. We got your flight. Here's your tickets. Boom. Come meet us tomorrow. We'll sign the contract, get you on a press conference, and get started on this draft plan and whether or not you're going to want to be able to keep Kyler or not. We'll see. Either way, so here's where we're at, Bird Gang. We're one of the last 4 teams in the head coaching market. We got 3 leading candidates, but Mike Lafleur is reportedly the name leading the way. I like it. I don't know if you do. Let me know in the comment section. Do you like the Mike Lafleur idea? Do you want to wait for Raheem Morris? Do you want the defensive Anthony Campanella, however you say your last name, from the Jaguars? I like this guy more than the other 2, honestly. But I'm tired of this mediocrity crap. I think hiring him would be nailing it. A guy coach under Sean McVay, that kind of energy. You see Sean McVay is excited about football every day. He doesn't just sit there just like that all the time. Sean McVay is like the pump up, let's go kind of guy. Right? Whether or not that's Mike LaFleur's personality, we'll see if he comes here. But I would love a guy that actually expresses some damn emotion on the sideline and gets his team fired up. We can't afford to wait. In my opinion, we can't afford to lose this guy. I think this is the guy. I think we go get him now. And of course, we just let go of a dude, right? And gotta say, Johnny got a job. Per multiple reports, he's agreed to become the new defensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers, taking over for Jeff Halfley, who just went over to Miami. So yeah, the coaching carousel keeps spinning, and somehow it always finds a way to circle back to us. We're somehow connected to everything. That's just the way I see it. Anyway, we didn't part ways because things were heading in the right direction. Clearly, if it were, he'd still be here, right? We fired him after a 3-14 season, a year where we lost to 14 of our last 16 games, right? Including that 9-game losing streak to end the season, which was embarrassing as hell. And it wasn't just losing; we lost embarrassingly. 5 of those last final losses were by 3 scores or more. To where earlier in the season we were losing by a score or less. It's a collapse. Complete organizational collapse. When you add it all up, he finishes his head coaching stint with the Cardinals with 15-36 over 3 seasons, and that's going to follow him forever. So that's why he's not a head coach anywhere. The Titans brought him in to talk about their head coach opening. Clearly, they thought better of it. Which, good job, Titans. Smart. You went to get Sell instead. So while Green Bay might be excited about his defense in mind, we're sitting back going, well, let's see how it goes. Now, maybe Gannon wasn't a CEO type. Maybe he was definitely like a focus on one thing type. Maybe he'll kill it with them as a defensive coordinator. Eagles, I have something to say about that because Eagles fans were giving us crap when we hired him, telling us you guys are idiots for hiring him. And they were right? He's stepping into a Packers defense that has some real pieces, though. They have Rashawn Gary. Of course, they have Michael Parsons. So they're going to make him look good for sure. It's not exactly a good luck figure it out situation. It's a here's a Lambo, don't crash the situation. He's not going to crash it. That thing's way too good by itself. He probably didn't even coach it at that point. So if you're Gannon, you get a clean reset, no head coach pressure, no full team responsibilities. Just run the defense, rebuild your value, and try to remind the league why you were respected in the first place. So what does that mean for us, right? First off, we're not playing the Packers next season. So there's no reunion game, no dramatic handshake at the midfield, no revenge storyline, no booing him when he walks into the stadium. If he ever does, we're going to boo the hell out of him. I guarantee it. I won't, but I know a lot of people will. But more importantly, he's getting paid, right? Gannon was still owed under contract. He's still under contract for like 2 more years with us. So meaning we still owed him money. However, when he gets paid by Green Bay as their DC, that salary offsets what we owe him. So we got to owe him whatever we owe him minus whatever he's getting paid by Green Bay. So them hiring him reduces the amount we have to pay him. At this point, we'll take any way we can get, even though it doesn't affect us personally or even the product on the field. All right, maybe I'll make Bidwell feel a little better, right? And it won't. He's still paying him a ton of money. I guarantee he's not going to get paid a ton, right? But he was one of like the lowest paid coaches last season. So if they're paying something decent, maybe we get we get something we get some good out of it. So yeah, heading to Green Bay, defensive coordinator, good for him. No hard feelings, right? Also, we're not going to put like it worked here because it didn't. For him, fresh start with talent on defense. For us, one last financial anchor dragging us down, I guess, while we're trying to rebuild this franchise. So, now we just need to get the right head coach hire, and we can forget about these last 3 years as best as we can, right? And because we can't keep paying coaches to work somewhere else while we search for the next answer. So, thanks for the discount, Green Bay. You guys are awesome. You know what else is awesome, folks? The football playoffs are almost over. There's 1 game left. The Underdog is the best place to get in on all the gridiron action. Playing an Underdog is incredibly easy. Just pick your favorite players where they're going to go higher or lower on stats such as rushing yards, passing yards, touchdowns, receptions, and more. Picks, everything. Completions. Get them right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. We finally have our matchup for the big game in San Francisco, the last game of the season. Stakes are high. Winner takes all in a championship rematch between the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. Give me the signal callers, baby. Sam Darnold proved me wrong like hell last night, right? Playing nearly a damn perfect game. When he played the Rams, 2 touchdowns and 6 interceptions during the season. Last night, he went 3-0. Damn. Sam Darnold, I'm going to shut up about you now because that was great. Now, if you screw up in the next game, the title game, I'm going to make some jokes. But either way, on the other side, give me Drake May, the young cat. He's going to go higher than his 2 touchdowns per game average in a pivotal one for New England, who looks to score their 7th title in franchise history. So what are you waiting for? Download the app today. Use promo code FootballFan, all one word, to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code FootballFan. Underdog. Make picks. Go win some damn money.
Must be 18 plus. 19 plus in Alabama, Nebraska. 19 plus in Colorado for some games. 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia. And present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/play and get terms DFSTML for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 helpline at 1-878 or text HOMI 467-369.
All right, Bird Gang. Continuing on my draft series, looking at possible candidates that could join our squad next season, or this in April. This one looks like it may come in the 2nd round, maybe the 3rd round. Again, I did say this was not going to be all first round prospects. It was absolutely positively going to be bouncing up and down. So this one I like in the 2nd, maybe 3rd round, depending on where everyone else goes. Because right now, whether we want to admit it or not, the biggest decision hanging over the franchise right now. I mean, look, it's head coach, absolutely, right? But tied to the head coach is a signal caller. Right? We need to figure out who's going to be that guy next season and moving forward. I'm a fan of keeping Kyler and drafting somebody to work behind him, not with him. No, hell no. We don't want a toddler on this team. But somebody to work behind him, learn the offense, move around. That's why I believe we should draft Garrett Nussmeier in the 2nd round of the 2026 NFL draft. Obviously not in the 1st, not number 3 overall. No way. Somebody might get crazy and try to get him in the 1st round, but in my opinion, he's a 2nd round guy, and it's a sweet spot for him in the 2nd round, right? That's where you take a real swing without throwing your whole future off a cliff. We already know that 1st round pick we got to nail. My opinion, offensive lineman Francis Magoa from Miami, but that's just me. We've been living in chaos at quarterback for a while now. Kyler Murray is a talent. Nobody denies that whatsoever. But the situation around him has been unstable. And the results haven't been consistent enough to justify constant drama. You can have drama if your quarterback's giving you results and wins. If he's not, that drama is just irritating and you don't want it. So even if we bring Kyler back for 2026, do we really feel secure long-term with him, right? With his health, with his future? Do we trust the franchise is fully committed to him in the first place? It seems like they're not. I mean, they made it damn clear from the get-go, from literally after they signed on that extension. Because I guarantee you the team's the one that leaked it. They leaked that stupid clause about studying. It just felt like they weren't committed to him immediately. I almost felt like they regretted signing him, and they were just trying to throw something out there to get people to turn against Kyler Murray. But again, that's a little bit conspiracy theory-ish, even though I feel it. It's real, and it's a PR thing. But either way, and Jacoby Brissett, that's not a plan, guys. No, like you can forget about Jacoby Brissett being the guy. He's a bridge quarterback at best. Yeah, he beat the Cowboys last season. That's it. Nothing else. Oh, he had great numbers, touchdowns, all this other stuff. We had to throw every freaking play because we had no running backs. If we had a running back, first of all, he'd probably win more, but he doesn't have the numbers that he had. My opinion, I guess. But either way. So I say draft Garrett, right? Round 2, maybe round 3, because we need options, right? A real plan, not just vibes and hope. Garrett is the kind of quarterback you do draft day 2, maybe day 3. If he falls down deep, because he has starter upside, legit arm talent, real confidence as a thrower. I mean, he made some crazy passes in college. Again, you have to work with him, trains it to the NFL game. The pro game is faster, all kinds of things, little nuances in there that he has to figure out. But I like how he played, right? While he made some mistakes, absolutely. But still, he has experience in a big-time environment. You don't play LSU, right, and play small. Like that dude is around the lights all the time. And he has the mentality to compete. He doesn't look like a game manager to me, like really, right? We have to wait and see what he looks like in the pros, obviously. But he's not a raw project that's going to need 3 years to learn how to throw a freaking route, right? He's a legit quarterback. He sees it, he rips it, he attacks. He's good to go. And if we're drafting a quarterback, I want a guy who's not scared to make some throws because way too often we've seen offenses die by playing safe. We were one of them with Jacoby. Let's be real. Nussmeier doesn't play safe. Right, the way I see it. It's not about having the perfect guy. It's about having a quarterback who can push the ball downfield, who can extend plays when needed, who can throw with anticipation, and who can be aggressive when the game tightens up. Check all the boxes there, Garrett. Right? He's got the arm talent to make the NFL throws from what I see. He's got the confidence to stay in the pocket. He's got a little bit of an edge to him, too. He's not backing down. He's a tough guy. And I would love like a gunslinger, badass sheriff type of guy at quarterback. We've been too fragile as a franchise forever. We need a competitor, a guy that badly wants to win, a guy who walks into the building and thinks, I'm taking someone's job, I don't care who it is, right? That's what makes the second and third round quarterbacks so dangerous because they come in feeling disrespected off the rip. It's not, Josh Rosen who goes 10th overall and goes, I'm going to make 9 other teams regret their decision. I think you and we all cringed at that garbage quote when he said it. Because when you say that and you have a big grin on your face, it's like, nah. Now, Tom Brady said that. I guarantee there's no grin on his face when he says it back in the day. But either way, round 2 is the perfect place to draft him, in my opinion, because the risk is controlled at that point. If you go quarterback round 1, especially 3rd overall, you're going to have to start him. You're going to have to, you're forcing it at that point. So, and you're forced to build the franchise around that guy. And what if he's not the guy? What if Garrett's not a first round pick kind of guy? Second round doesn't hurt as much. Still hurts, but it doesn't hurt as much, right? If he struggles and he's a first round pick, the whole thing becomes a circus again. But round 2 makes sense, right? Let him learn, let him build confidence, let him earn the job. And if he hits, we look like geniuses. And if he misses, we didn't destroy the franchise doing it. That's how good teams take shots, in my opinion. That's how you find value at quarterback without forcing the issue, even if Kyler plays next season. This protects us from everything hanging over the franchise. If Kyler plays great, awesome, right? Probably means we nailed the head coach hire. Now, now we have a talented backup developing with him. If Kyler gets hurt, right, now we have a young quarterback with upside who can step in and get some on-the-job training, preferably not week 1. If Kyler struggles, that's the conversation right there. Because now we'll have leverage, we have options, something to work with. And we stop being held hostage by one quarterback situation. The Cardinals are stuck in the worst place you could be right now. Not fully committed, but not ready to move on. Quarterback purgatory, basically. Drafting Garrett in round 2, I think, helps us get out of it or start working our way out of it. That means, and look, new head coach is coming in. We need a quarterback plan that matches the timeline, right? A young quarterback like Garrett can grow with that staff, and he can learn the system from day one. Whoever comes in is going to have a new offensive system for our team, right? It'd be nice for while Kyler learns it, so is this guy, right? And you don't have to play him. I want to sit Garrett for a year, maybe 2, if we get him, obviously. Best case scenario, guys, if the coaching staff is smart, right, we can tailor the offense to what he does well. Because what Petzing was trying to do is make Kyler do what he wanted, what he sees as doing well, but Kyler couldn't clearly do at all. Right? So we don't want to start over every single year with this quarterback thing, guys. It gets irritating as hell. So why? So we should draft, I think, Garrett in the second round if he's available, and maybe in the third if he falls that low. And again, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me in the second round because there are some guys to get, especially on the offensive line in the second round. Now, if we go somewhere defense in the first round, yeah, we're going to go tackle in the second round, and we're probably going to miss out on Garrett by like a hair, right? So I think second round, you know what, I'll give you this. Give me third round. Maybe third round he'll be there. We'll see, right? So, yeah, I like this guy. I really do. Now, I'm not saying we're going to get him. I'm not saying if Mendoza somehow falls, which he won't, but maybe we'll see some Aaron Rodgers type of stuff. But if he fell like that, I wouldn't want to take him. I would absolutely take him. But it's an interesting draft because we're having a new head coach and we got to figure out this whole quarterback situation at the same time, right? Now, if we do get who I want, Michael Laflur at this point, I think he could work with Kyler. I still want to take a quarterback in the draft. It might not be him, might not be Garrett, might be Trinidad. But yeah, dude, this head coaching hire is gonna mean, I think, a lot more than a lot of people think. These for the future, obviously, but in terms of like what we do at quarterback. Because had we gotten a defensive guy, then I think it'd be a lot tougher. But a guy like that's as creative as Michael Laflur coming from an offense like the Rams, I think he can make it work for at least a little bit. We'll see. Anyway, I mean, it'd be interesting if that happened, right? You know who I don't want? And some people already disagree with me on this. I don't want Ty Simpson. I don't believe in Alabama quarterbacks. Just like I don't believe in USC quarterbacks. I mean, Sam Darnold's the very first one to make the big game, I think, ever. I don't like USC quarterbacks, and I don't like Alabama quarterbacks. This is my opinion. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of Cardinals Daily. I'm Eddie Cuevas. Don't forget to hit that sub, hit the bell, hit the like, leave a comment. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Shout out to Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring this video. Please scan the QR code. Sign up using Football Fan as your code, all one word. It incredibly helps out the channel. All you guys have already done it. I appreciate the hell out of you guys, all right? Make sure you follow the socials. Obviously, on the white line at the bottom is my personal socials. And right here, Cardinals Daily 1, same username for Twitter or X, whatever we're calling it, all right? Bird Gang, I rock with y'all till the wheels fall off, baby. Maybe we find out we get our quarterback of the future later today. Or our head coach of the future later today. I don't know. Cross your fingers, folks. Go Cardinals.